Hello and welcome to the podcast. It's October now.
Yeah, I've been counting down the days, so it's finally here. It's arrived. I am going straight to the grocery store after work and grabbing myself a pumpkin pie.
So you held off for September, even though pumpkins were being harvested, and like you could have got a pumpkin pie yesterday.
Well, I just know that I'm going to be consuming a lot in October, so I didn't want to risk it and eat too much in September as well, because it's inevitable in October.
I'm just wondering if I can borrow the pumpkin pie.
No. Why?
Well, I kind of want to put my mask on it for half an hour. It's just so I can have a pumpkin spiced mask. I just think that would be a really nice smell.
Your dirty,
I'll
dragon breath smelling mask.
Hey, dragon breath, get out of here. No, I'll get a brand new mask, and I just want to put it in the pumpkin pie for a little bit, or on it. Wouldn't that be a pleasant smell to walk around having on your face all day?
Yeah, but there's body sprays that you can buy instead.
No. I want the real thing.
Just put some of the filling inside of your mask and wear that around.
We have a deal. I hope you enjoy the podcast today. We had a lot of fun. And, well, here it is.
This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai. Check out the Southtown Hyundai Advantage at southtownhyundai.ca.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to October.
Spooky season is upon us. Just kidding. It's been this whole year.
Yeah, the real life nightmare is far worse than anything you can make up and tell me in October.
So Ryder and I are in a media stand-up competition. This year it's virtual, so we all have to submit a 5-minute stand-up set.
I don't want to talk about it.
And it's due today, October 1st. Mm-hmm. Ryder attempted to finish his yesterday, didn't like the audio because he's a radio host, so he's a sound snob and has to do it again today. And I finished mine last minute last night. And I start off my set by saying, what's funny? What's even funny?
Nothing's funny anymore.
Nothing.
Especially that joke.
It's not the joke.
Oh.
Imagine if I just said that and walked off, though. That was my set this year.
See, now that's funny.
A107.
There is a most stressful life event that may surprise you. Recent survey came out. It's not having babies. It's not a new job. Those are some of the guesses that have been rolling in.
Yeah, James wrote in saying, I think marriage is the number one answer.
Incorrect. Don't tell your wife you guessed that.
What about baking? I find that a lot of people get stressed out. You're either stressed out while doing it or extremely relaxed. The people that are relaxed doing it are psychos, in my opinion.
You have a guess for us?
Being an Edmonton Oilers fan.
That's a really good guess.
Okay, good guess. If this was just Edmonton residents that took the poll, you may be right, but that's incorrect.
Oh.
Thank you for trying, though. Okay, you ready for this? Moving. That's the answer.
Oh, Liz on the text line, she got it right, and she wrote it in all caps, so I think she's been there, done that.
Next in line for most stressful is a breakup or divorce. Holla at that.
Yeah, Liz also wrote that in before moving. She wrote divorce ? No, wait, moving.
Wow, Liz is on it.
Liz is on it. We love you, Liz.
Maybe she just Googled it.
Hey.
The top stress points for moving is trying to get things through doors without wrecking stuff.
Oh, man.
And closely followed by pivoting up and down stairs.
Pivot!
You have a system for moving that's pretty good and relaxing.
Yeah, it's called forking, fake working. So you invite your friends over to help you, and then you just kind of pick up one box, move it to the other side of the room, chit-chat a bit. How's your life going? Thanks for doing this. I'll order some pizza. Pick it up, move it back to where you had it to begin with, and then next thing you know, everything's moved out.
We came across something on the internet that is bomb.
Yeah, there's something about Twitter's algorithm. It just knows us, right? So you're scrolling through, and I don't even follow this guy, but someone that I follow does. So when they like his tweet, it pops up on my timeline. His name is Nick Lutzko. And he just wrote a theme song for Spirit Halloween for absolutely no reason other than to entertain us. So we thought we have to share it with you.
Yeah, it's so good. So just do us a favor. I've got it about a minute 15 of it for you. stay with it. Because off the start, I was like, okay, this is lame. But then you're like, oh my God, this song is awesome.
Yeah, so turn it up real loud. Are you ready?
Here it is, the Spirit of Halloween theme song.
I had a dream about Spirit Halloween. They called me up and said they need a new theme song. $1,000 for 100 retweets. I said okay. They said sweet, so this is the theme for Spirit Halloween. They got ghouls and new locations on every single street, saving the global economy. In my dream about Spirit Halloween, I had to specify the terms of my payment. Was $1,000 for each 100 retweets? She said, yep. I said, sweet. My Venmo is at Nicholas Dash. Let's go dash one. Before she hung up, she said she was a skeleton. Official theme for Spirit Halloween. Guaranteed to give you a thrill. Hell to the queen, this is Spirit Halloween. Haunting the buildings of every business Jeff Bezos killed. Jeff Bezos murdered Barnes and Noble. Jeff Bezos murdered Sears. Jeff Bezos murdered Toys R Us. But Halloween is almost here. Spirit Halloween is here.
How good is that?
Oh, I need to take a trip.
It's got a good music video, too. You should retweet it from Play 107 YG.
Yeah, I will. And at the very end, when he's done singing, he is like profusely sweating. This guy's a hero.
He really put himself into that one.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he points out how many businesses Jeff Bezos has killed.
It's true. As soon as you see that a business has shut down, you're like, well, there's going to be a Spirit Halloween there.
Play 107.
There's a sanctuary that had a very lonely otter. Its partner passed away, and the workers there set up a Tinder-style dating profile called Fishing for Love. Harris is a 10-year-old otter looking for, like I said, love. And what do you know? There was another otter who just lost their partner named Pumpkin. So they brought them together, and they're going to see if it works out. And here's just another reminder that otters might have found love before you.
Tell me something good.
Okay, that got dark. I didn't expect that. The stars aligned earlier this month when 5 female firefighters at Palm Beach Gardens Fire and Rescue made history as the first all-female fire crew in the department's 57-year existence. Hearing more and more stories like this, and it's awesome.
Yep.
As a dad who's raising a daughter, it's pretty cool to see these kinds of things, like the football game the other day that had a female coach on both sides and a female ref. That was the first time in history. And now this, the women who range in ages 29 to 53 have nearly 80 years of firefighting and EMT experience between them.
Got to get your daughter to start practicing her chin-ups.
And putting out fires.
Yeah.
Tell me something good.
I grew up with a dad and brother who were both very allergic to animals. So I was never a dog guy, right? You just I didn't get to have pets growing up. So when I thought about getting a dog, I wasn't sure if it would fit my lifestyle, if I'd actually enjoy it. So I borrowed a friend's dog for a weekend. And I realized, man, I love rolling with a dog. Mm-hmm. So that's why I got a dog. This was 15 years ago. But a lot of people now doing that with kids, apparently.
So if you don't know if you want children or not, you just borrow a friend's kid for what? A day or a weekend? Or
I think you'd have to commit to a weekend. A day, you're just babysitting.
Right, because you need to be able to put them in a car seat, take them somewhere, deal with their meltdowns in public.
Mm-hmm. And I would say it would be a pretty good idea if you're to do this, to maybe do a 2-year-old and then try a 3 and then a 5. You know what I mean?
Start with the terrible 2s.
Right. There are many stages of a kid's life that you'll love parenting them, and then it'll be really challenging at other times. So give it a go. I don't think it's a bad idea at all.
I remember holding a baby for the first time and didn't know you're supposed to also hold their head.
Oh, no.
It was a close call.
I had a friend over once that was pulling my daughter around the floor, like sliding her, but by her arms.
How old was she?
And then she was scooping her up and swinging her around by her arms. And I had to have like a serious conversation.
Oh, no.
Like, hey, you're going to dislocate my kid's shoulders. You can't do that game.
She didn't know any better.
No,
but
my daughter just looked terrified.
There's a lot of parents that, they don't get that training first. You're just thrown into it, and
Right.
you take it one day at a time.
So I don't think it's a bad idea. If you have thoughts on this, hit us up 780-784-7107. You were saying you were thinking about doing this, but with something else?
Yeah, a pasta maker. I don't know if I'm ready to fully commit. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I could just buy the pasta that's already made.
Right. Well, if you borrowed somebody's pasta maker for the weekend, then you'd know.
Yeah.
What's your toxic trait? 780-784-7107. This after I read a tweet that said, my toxic trait is saying, it's only $20 to myself 1,700 times a week.
Yeah.
And it resonated with me.
That adds up. Not only that, but even a $2 coffee every day adds up.
Exactly. Yours is something about that? What's up?
So I have a hot coffee maker that makes 1 cup at a time. And I also have a Tupperware cold brew for my cold brews. I never use them, and I go to Starbucks at least once a day.
Awesome.
They just collect dust.
Or the other day I found the cold brew in the back of my fridge and it had mold.
Oh. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it, Rachel.
Brittany wrote in saying I'm overly competitive with everything.
I feel like all of these are resonating. That means I must have a lot
You're
of
very toxic.
traits. Pardon?
I'm just kidding. Josh wrote in saying I complain way too much. A lot of people don't admit that. Mm-hmm. So good for you. Because a lot of complainers just do it constantly all the time, and they wonder why it's pushing people away.
Right. Do they?
Or wondering why people don't want to be around them.
What's your toxic trait?
I think it's when I don't get back to someone on text. And then I'll reach out to them weeks later and see that their last text was a question. And I'm like, oh, really?
So do you plan, do you read the text and go, oh, I'll get back to this person in a bit, and then it's just out of sight, out of mind?
Either that, or I feel like I did respond when really I didn't.
Right.
So I look worse than I actually am.
Yeah. I'd like to put on the list, I seem to get awkward when it comes to paying for things or asking for somebody's fair share.
Even though they owe you.
Right. So I'll split pizza with 3 people, and let's say it's $90. That's a lot of pizza. I get it. It's just easy to do $30 each, right? But I'll be like, yeah, no, 15's fine. And then I somehow end up taking then I'm paying $60 worth of pizza. You know what I mean?
That's a really good one. Yeah, I get it.
780-784-7107. Get at us. What's your toxic trait? Play 107. It's Ryder and Lisa. I'd like to add another toxic trait to your list.
I want to add one to yours. Okay, hit us up. What is your toxic trait? Cody says, I'm so cheap that I will self-suffer. I don't buy food even when I need it, and I don't pack a lunch. I'll just wait until I get home and eat.
No. Don't do that.
Stop doing that. Joe says, I roll my eyes when I get in arguments.
See, I was going to say your toxic trait is that you're just way too obvious when you're annoyed.
Isn't that a good thing?
I was just singing in that last song that don't speak, don't. And the look on your face was horrendous. I was
naturally.
Guess I'm not having fun anymore.
Cassandra wrote in, first-time texter, thank you so much for contributing. She says, my toxic trait is being jealous of other friendships, but I'm working on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what's good about this is actually vocalizing it or texting it in as you're aware of it, and then you can take strides to correct it. Nicole hit us up, said, my toxic trait is that I say I'm only going to have a glass after work, and then another full bag of recycling has to go in at the end of the week.
Yeah.
I get that
Don't
one.
feel too bad. You're not alone.
What do you got for us?
I have a tendency to take on more than I can handle because I can't say no.
Fair enough. Hey, listen, any chance you want to clean my house today?
You know, I work from now until 9, but maybe after that.
Got her.
Thank you for the call. We
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Shannon.
107.
What have you been doing more, maybe because of the pandemic, than ever before? Apparently, Albertans are buying more boats than ever and golfing more than ever. And anybody who golfs know that that's true because trying to get a tee time this year is ridiculous.
Yeah. They were also saying that hot tub sales are just through the roof right now. Because if people are going to be staying home more, might as well be putting that money there.
Yeah, true. 780-784-7107. What have you been doing more?
Cooking.
Cooking?
Yes, cooking supper.
Yeah, I guess just a little more time in the day,
Yeah.
especially if you're working from home.
Yeah, and I don't like going to restaurants anymore.
Oh, good point.
That's actually a very valid point. What's your favorite dish that you've discovered you can make?
I'd say I could make a lot of stuff before I was just lazy.
Thank you for the call, Sandy. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Sandy.
No worries. Have a good one,
You
guys.
too.
What have you been doing more of, Lise?
Going for walks, discovering some trails in Edmonton I had never checked out before, like even driving 15, 20 minutes to get to them and then go for a nice walk. Edmonton is beautiful.
The trails down by the zoo are incredible.
Yep.
Eh? I hadn't seen those before.
Yeah, just off 50th Street in Mill Woods, there's beautiful trails. Terwilliger is awesome. There's just so many not even hidden gems. Like I should know about them.
Right.
Because I've been living here my entire life, but
Yeah.
actually going and checking them out has been so good for the soul. Justin wrote in saying I've been eating a lot more.
Fair enough. I'd probably say breakdancing is mine.
I've never seen you break dance. Ever.
Well, yeah, I just did it once, but that's a lot more than I did before.
Yeah.
7.
Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning winning the Stanley Cup earlier this week. We talked with Johnny Infamous about being the DJ in the Hub on yesterday's podcast. Search Ryder and Lisa replay if you'd like to hear that. It was pretty cool to get an insider's point of view. Apparently, the players didn't love their time in the Hub.
It reminds me of when Chevy Chase was in Edmonton filming Snow Day, and we were all so pumped about it. And then he went on a late night show and complained about our weather and our city the entire time. And we were all like, okay.
Ouch, yeah. Well, and that's the thing. We opened our doors to these players, these multimillionaires who get to come and play a game. They ate at our restaurants, they stayed at our hotels, and then they're like, yeah, it was really rough. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
They missed their families.
Meanwhile, across the street, look at the Bissell Center and people actually struggling. You know what I mean? Like with the times, I just felt like it was a little tone deaf to be complaining that
With
it was a
Boyle-
little too much time with just the boys.
Right, with Boyle Street right
or
there.
Boyle Street, I mean, yeah. Anyway, that's that. And then these players from Tampa take the Stanley Cup and they're passing it around in Florida.
With just random hockey fans drinking straight out of it, lips right up to the rim of the cup. Can you imagine being the keeper of the cup and seeing these videos that are going viral with the Stanley Cup?
Just sharing COVID soup with each other. Like, yeah, this is so worth it. Then you could kill your grandparents.
You said there was someone that commented below from Florida saying, we've already all gotten COVID. It's fine here now. No.
I just thought that these players, after sacrificing, a couple months to live in the Hub, which I can imagine wore on them a little, and apparently it did, would be woke enough to, not give it all up immediately after. You know what I mean?
Oh, they could not wait to get out of that arena.
And share the Stanley Cup with strangers. Just stop it. It's time for Unsung Heroes, where we give some love and attention to people, places, and things that don't always get the respect they deserve.
Shout out to people who go all out with their Halloween decor. Thank you for making the community smile and be distracted for a bit by putting out that cackling witch and bleeding ghoul. I feel calm now.
Shout out to Bell Bottoms making a comeback. Great news for anyone with cankles.
Hey.
Oh, you got some extra space now.
I remember wearing bell bottoms and they would always drag on the ground and get dirty. It's the worst. Shout out to my cooking apron. It still has the crease marks on it, so I thought I should put it on for once to heat up my leftover pizza last night.
Shout out to National CD Day, and to your 6-year-old who doesn't know what that means.
Oh, don't. My new vehicle doesn't have a CD player, and I was like, what?
Where am I supposed to put this thing in?
What am I supposed to do with this huge binder? Shout out to the first ever self-elimination on The Masked Singer last night. The star allegedly got too hot under his mask and ripped it off and said he isn't doing this anymore. Sounds familiar, Florida.
Shout out to the Blue Jays playoff run, lasting as long as the Oilers playoff run in peak 2020 fashion.
They're out?
They're done.
Oh, that sucks. Shout out to people who hand out wagon wheels as Halloween candy. Wagon wheels? More like wagon crumble.
And shout out to Sirens and Songs for making you think you need to pull over there for a second.
Oops.
It's the 90s at 9 on Play 107. We want to talk in honor of National CD Day about what your first CD you ever purchased was with your own hard-earned money.
Exactly. So we actually posted this on our Facebook page earlier this morning. It already has 200 comments, bringing
Awesome.
people back to when they first bought a CD. And there's so much variety.
Yeah.
And I love that. You know, we got the Metallica, we got Dixie Chicks, Ludacris, Backstreet Boys, obviously Rob Zombie. Someone also said Aqua.
Yeah.
Funny story about Aqua. You and I got to introduce them when they were here in Edmonton a couple years ago.
That was fun.
It was so fun. And then backstage while they were performing, I went into their green room and stole one of their sandwiches. It was tuna.
I wonder how long that was there.
I think it was fresh because they just started performing and celebrities, they ask for certain food in their green room backstage and they wanted tuna sandwiches.
Right.
It was delicious. The only downside was meeting listeners for the rest of the night. That's all they know about me
your
is
breath?
Lisa Evans has really bad breath. Anyway, let us know, what was the first CD that you ever purchased?
The 90s at 9 continues.
Ryder and Lisa.
Brought to you by Southtown Hyundai.
Play 107.